Video log. This is the second day in a row. Came out here to the chickens and look at I found. This time I'm capturing it on camera. This is the same spot yesterday that I found this thing sitting. It attaches to this, and it has never been thrown this far before, except for yesterday when I found it. I don't even see the hook for it. There's the hook right here, in here. But this thing is all the way over here. Doesn't make sense. Chickens cannot do that. The chickens just cannot do that. I hardly ever see them messing with this thing, you know? Like, look, there they are right there. That's not to say that they don't mess with it, because they do. Every once in a blue moon, peck with it. But when they do and knock it off, it's right here. They cannot knock it off that far away. It's impossible. Plus, last night, every time I closed my eyes, something was messing with me. I didn't really talk about it much this morning. It's just part of my video log. Something kept touching me last night. I just don't feel good today at all. Something is really trying to get attention. And see, since I started this video log yesterday, and this is after we left a friend's property, that we both felt very strong feelings for, sorry to say, but negative stuff. It's right on the Antietam River, Antietam Creek, I think. It's just, I don't know. Something's followed us back from there. We have the tendency to have things follow us back quite often. And from locations, we weren't there to investigate. We were there for a Halloween party. Because we're investigators, because she's got abilities and I'm sensitive too, we pick up everywhere we go on things. And I feel like something has come back with us. Just kind of call it a premonition or something. I don't know. Call it something. Something feels off. I'm going to end this journal here. Continuation of video log. I know people are weary of the obelisk apps, and I always have been too. The thing is, there's two of them that we use that have just been dead on. I mean, the conversations meet the criteria of where we are, who we're talking to, set our names, just answered questions that we ask in our head, so it's not like you say something out loud and it's like some computer is just answering the question. It's like you ask questions in your head and you're getting direct responses. It's just like, how is that happening? So yesterday when I did my video, I did a video log, and then I sat down with the video off and turned on one of those devices. That's where I got something brushing up against my cheek, and I went to scratch it and it said cheek. I got a lot of negative communication happening, which happens sometimes here. I'm just kind of curious with the video log on now, what kind of communication I'll get. I had it on when I was in the house, in the bathroom. Glamorous, I know. But they were talking to me in the house. Well, one spirit, because it said one was there. I got a female name, don't remember the name. But I'm just curious, I'm going to turn this on, why I have my video log running. See if I can get anything substantial, why I'm here. So I'm going to set it right while the video log is rolling. Once I have enough of these video logs that make sense, I'd like to run them together, maybe make a video out of this. But really, these video logs are for me. 4 o'clock. So I can keep track of all the things as they're happening. thought of this idea yesterday after enough things have been happening over the days that I couldn't keep track of them all. That now every time something happens, I'm doing a video log to keep track of everything that happens on this property. Since so much activity happens on this property, usually we just ignore it because so much happens. We're just so used to it. The first thing I got was 4 o'clock. We get a lot of different times on this. Sometimes it correlates with things. When I was in the bathroom, it said 1 o'clock, and it said pay attention, and then it said very important. So I'm going to pay attention at 1 o'clock and see if anything happens. Anything noteworthy. And if it does, at 1 o'clock I'll be turning my video log back on. For now, I'm going to stop my video log, turn this back on to a video log if something else comes up. My 2 previous video logs, I mentioned how I didn't get much sleep last night because something kept messing with me as I slept. Well, I asked what was messing with me last night as I slept on the bed, and then 8 spirits. Not sure if that's my answer or not, but I just found it very interesting. End of log. Paranormal log. Just to kill some time, I decided to bring out the Wrestle. I decided to bring out my obelisk, and it's been saying a lot of different things, names and stuff. But I got to this one part where I said, do you wish to continue talking, or do you want me to turn this off and walk away? And it said, keep talking. So I said, okay, who would like to keep talking? And it gave me the name Mason. Right after that, it said, you're in danger. And I said, why am I in danger? And then it said, wrestle. So just wanted to add to my paranormal log that's interesting, you know, that it happened to answer my questions, well, at least for the keep talking and the name I was given. I might keep this running here for just a minute to see if I get anything else. Why am I in danger? Can you help me with that, please, Mason? I don't know how well you can see that. The keep talking at the bottom. Mason, you are in danger, and wrestle. Mason, are you still there? Also, the EMF is pretty high right in this spot. When I got to this spot right here, as soon as I got here and leaned over the fence, it said mark the spot. And I was like, okay, is there something important here? And then as soon as I said that, the EMF jumped pretty high, and it's been kind of holding pretty high ever since I've been standing here. And I've been getting a lot more direct conversation since I stood right at this spot where I am. I'm right here at the fence. The back part of the property was the most active. I mean, the whole property is active as heck, but the back part here around this area and the fence and then towards the woods seems to be the most. You need me to stay? Okay. Can you tell me why I'm in danger, please? I would appreciate if you could tell me why I'm in danger. So the energies tend to change as soon as you set foot in the woods. I went back just to the edge of the woods, and I did ask the question just to kind of confirm. I said, can you tell me what color my hair and my beard are? Obviously, because I'm wearing hats, I said, can you tell me what color my beard is? And it said blonde hair. And I said, thank you. Unfortunately, on this particular obelisk device, you can't go completely back to what it said. I wish I could show you guys. Should have pulled it out then and did this log, but it said blonde hair. With the other obelisk, it'll save all the answers you get and questions you get and everything, and it'll save so you can go back and look at it. So I'm going to go to the other side of the fence now, where things get a little deeper. Oracle. I just got Oracle. Are you an oracle? Or are you calling me an oracle? Flip this way. Okay, I'm back in the woods now. True, it just said true. I said I'm back in the woods now, it said true. This is where my camera is set up.
Jennifer.
Cross that I made. I have gotten this name so many times when I've walked back here in the woods. Hi, Jennifer. So you hang out here back in the woods, is that right? The witch's jars we found back in the woods are buried right there. That brick and piece of wood on the ground we dredged out of the river in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. This is just a cross I made out of sticks to put where the witch's jars were. Just kind of curious to see if it would keep that energy down. Not sure if it has or not. Can you tell me why you're here, please? Is there something I need to know? Is there something bad back here? Every time I reference the woods,
Moving fast.
are you moving fast, or are you telling me that I am moving fast? Is there something bad back here in the woods? I just got really sharp pain in my side, all just out of nowhere. And I've been having stomach issues, which is not uncommon for me, but I've been totally fine all day. And I just got this really sharp pain in my side as soon as I start walking a little further into the woods. Not saying it's paranormal, but it's interesting for sure. EMF isn't really, it just said scrape. And I'll look, I'm going to be flat out honest. It just said scrape. The pain that I have in my side right now literally feels like somebody is scraping my insides like a pumpkin. That's the best way I could describe the pain in my side right now. That's exactly what it feels like, and it just said scrape. Are you scraping the side of my stomach, causing me pain right now? Are you causing me pain right now? The pain just kind of let up, actually. I've never had it where I have pain like that and then it just stops suddenly. It's still like kind of there, but not as intense as it was when I first walked back here. I wish I was making this up. That'd make for good evidence, but I'm not. I wish there was a way I could prove that I was feeling what I was just feeling and then happen to get scraped, which would be the best way I would describe it anyway. Was that you that was scraping my side, causing me pain? Who did that? Interestingly, there's really low EMF back here. Not a lot of EMF going on. It just went up as I put it down towards the ground where the witch's jar is up by about 10. It just said, I'm not trying to provoke you, I'm just trying to communicate with you. Who's back here in the woods? Can you tell me who's back here? Jennifer? Is there more? Dimension. It just said dimension. There's a different dimension back here?
Coffin.
Coffin, which is the second time I've gotten that today. Coffin. Is there a coffin buried back here? That's the second time I got that today, and we've gotten that so many other times. Grave, coffin, buried. Recorder. It just said recorder. Yes, I'm recording. Is that okay? Is it okay that I'm recording? It's just something I do now. I do paranormal logs. When I'm here on my property, on our property, whenever something happens I want to share, I record it. With the amount of negative stuff that's been going on recently, I'm curious. to find out if there's something more to that. Who else is back here in the woods with me right now other than Jennifer? That pain in my side is completely gone. That's so weird. That's never happened like that before. And it really felt like somebody was scraping my inside like a pumpkin. Like that'd be the best way to describe it. And then that thing literally said scrape. Then I talk about it, and as I'm talking about it, it just completely goes away. You don't want to talk to me anymore? I'm not here to provoke you, I'm here to talk to you. Just notice that here.
I hate you.
Oh my God. Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? This is exactly what I was saying, guys. Something darker in the woods here. I'll get just 90. When I'm just here, like on the property, usually it's more just regular conversation. Every once in a while, it's usually like the other spirits talking about, oh, there's one bad entity, one bad spirit, or bad spirits, or something negative. There's something negative here. It's always headstone. It's talking about coffin and headstone. Is there a grave back here? Can you please tell me? Do you want me to visit your grave? Just said headstone. Well, this little supposed to be short, quick paranormal log. It's already about 10 minutes long so far because this shit's kicking off. What I was trying to show you guys before it said I hate you was over. You see this pile of like dead branches. It's almost made into like a nest the way it looks. I'm not really sure what that is. That's really old dead brush. But it looks like a freaking nest because it's multiple branches and they're all just kind of piled on top of you, but like in different ways. They're all like which ways, and they look like they've been cut. So like I don't know if this is like back when my wife did some work back here or what. It could be. It's just weird how it just kind of looks like some kind of nest, and I've never even really noticed this before. Fortune? Are you gonna tell my fortune? Are you the oracle?
Help us.
Help us. Just said help us. How can I help you? How can I help you? I'm walking out of the woods now. Back to the back part of the property. Tell me what I can do to help.
You can't stay.
I can't stay. Over in the other part of the property, told me don't leave. Now as I'm walking out of the woods, it says you can't stay. Who's communicating with me right now? What's your name? Who are you? With all due respect.
Wait and see.
Just said, what am I gonna see? What am I gonna see? I'm only here to communicate with you. I don't need all this negativity, okay? Can we just have a regular conversation? The negative stuff is great for views, but I'm not here for views. I'm here to have a conversation with spirits. Who's talking to me right now? Wait and see. Military. I was in the military. Are you talking about me? Or were you in the military? I'm gonna set this down. Are you talking about me in the military?
Touch.
I'm dead serious, guys. The very second it said touch, I got that painful scrape, and it said attempt. I got that painful scraping feeling in my side again. I'm dead serious. Same spot, same kind of feeling. It said touch at the exact same time it started hurting again, and then it said attempt. What are you attempting to do? Hurt me? You can't hurt me. I'm protected. This is our property, and you're welcome to stay here if you can keep the peace with us. Can you do that? Boatload, I don't know what that means. A boatload of peace, I hope. The EMF fluctuations are so weird back here. Just shoots up real high, then it goes to like baseline, which is like a 25 to 35. Then it shoots up to like 55 to 75. Just as soon as I like turn to the side or something, it's like it's right there. And the weird thing is, right where I was feeling that pain in my side again, I had turned a little bit to that side with the device that reads the EMF, and it spiked right there in my side. Charles? Hi, Charles. Are you here just to communicate with me? Were you in the military, Charles? I'm gonna go back out this way.
Succubus.
Just said succubus. Literally just said succubus. This is like back and forth to negative to positive to just, this is crazy. I hate to stop this log, but this is a long log. I'm gonna have to stop this now. Just gotta be careful when you start look right. I'm looking right. Ironically, that's where we heard a lot of walking around and noises the night we did our investigation here. But I don't see anything right now. Are you standing to my right? This is to my right, guys. Eric, are you standing to my right? I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. Divination. End paranormal log. Paranormal log, and this is a big one. So as of yesterday, our bathroom and bedroom have been demolished because we had a water damage and mold problem. Since it's been demolished last night, we noticed that there's been an uptick in paranormal activity inside the house. Also because they demolished the bedroom enough that we couldn't sleep in there, and there's mold. I had to sleep on the couch last night in the living room, which I've noticed is where a lot of the activity seems to be, out in the living room kitchen area. So I was laying out there last night and it was quiet, and I kept hearing things moving, noises, footsteps when everyone else was asleep. This was kind of late last night, all throughout for a while, so I decided to set up my digital recorder. And I just started listening to it. I'm about an hour and 25 minutes in, and I already started getting loud footsteps, voices, and I'm just into about, I don't know, 9 hours of it, 8 hours of it. So I'll get back to this later, but this is a big paranormal log for this morning. Extended paranormal log, Thursday. So after this morning's log, some things have I realized some things, and it's very apparent after talking to a friend of mine that we have some serious darkness going on here on our property. We found the witch's jars, which we buried, which sounds like I need to unbury them and get rid of them. Native American spirits that are pretty pissed off apparently.
Brought the obelisk out earlier. Wasn't even really asking questions. First thing I got was purple hair. Well, my wife has purple hair. Well, purple and like a black color. And it said surgery. Our son's gonna have surgery soon. Just found that interesting, something to note. We've been dealing with a lot lately. Too much to say, like, oh, that's just life. Just so much that keeps going on around here. And after talking to my friend, I kind of came to the realization that it's got to be something about this property that's doing this to us. There's just like this negativity hanging over us. Got to figure out what's going on. Got to figure this out. Maybe the first step is to unbury the jars. Paranormal log. I was just sitting on the toilet right there. There's the door. There's something in the bathroom on the other side of the house. And some just pushed down the handle just like that. I opened up the door right away. Literally nobody's there. I'll show you. Room, there's the chickens and another door. And there's not even wind enough that could do something like that. So I don't know. Pull down the handle and try to get into the bathroom. Because I opened it so quickly, if somebody had been there, then I would have seen them or heard them, but nobody was there. And log. Paranormal log. It's evening time now. I haven't been home pretty much most of the day. Lately it's been activity like every day. It's been something or things happening. We haven't really done any kind of communication much or anything really since our last investigation a couple weeks or so ago. I was out here today with my wife, and I always talk about those predator lights, how they operate when they shouldn't. And I was looking in the general direction of them, and they weren't on whatsoever. Sun is still over here, so it shouldn't have gone off at all. As soon as I make, like, I'll call eye contact with the predator light eyes, they flash at me. And I'm like, okay. Happens 3 or 4 more times, but only when I look right at it. I'm looking in the general direction enough that if they were to go off while I'm looking in the general direction, I would see them. It's only when I look right at it that they flash at me, and they're not supposed to do that during the day. If it were to go on during the day, which it's impossible for it to happen, they would continue to flash and not just flash once. Well, it's just so obvious that the spirits here want to contact us and communicate with us every day. I'm sitting out here right now just for a few minutes with the obelisk on. The only things I've gotten, it's been very quiet, is boots, a fair, and bottom. And I don't know what that means. I'm not asking any questions. I'm just letting it run and just see what they got to say. Sometimes I do that where I don't even ask anything and I just want to kind of see what they got to say. If there's anything they want to say, a lot of times you can tell that they're talking to each other. And it's like very obvious the context that they're communicating with each other, which I think is another amazing thing about the paranormal, is that they're not always just one spirit here, one spirit there, that they can actually communicate with each other. I don't know if that means that they passed together or if they can see each other in the afterlife. I don't know, but it's very obvious they can communicate with each other, and I think that's pretty cool. And I've proven that, at least to myself, that's and my wife's seen it too. So we've proven that at least to ourselves. We don't need the proof to show anyone else. I'm sure other investigators and people have found that to happen. We just think it's cool that we've seen it personally. Ultimately, the goal with these paranormal logs is to put them all together and make a video out of it. The other main reason for these paranormal logs is for me to hop on here every time there's a paranormal event, as it happens or right after it happens, since it just constantly happens over and over again on this property. It'd be the same thing if I were somewhere else and something were to happen that was obviously paranormal. So for now, It just said we exorcised you. Well, thank you. If anything else paranormal happens tonight, I will make another log. But for now, end log. Quick paranormal log. I switched from one obelisk device to another, and the last thing I got on the previous one was leg, L-E-G. The first thing I got on the new obelisk device is leg, L-E-G. Want to make note of that. I'm asking now, what about leg? Is there something wrong with your leg? Is there something I should know about a leg? I'm gonna let it run actually for a second, see if we get an answer. Can you tell me what's wrong with your leg? Did you hurt your leg? Did you lose your leg? So I'm towards the back part of our property, which is the most active. Interesting, I wanted to make the notation about two devices saying the same word back to back. Otherwise, this is the most quiet I've ever seen the devices. Between the two devices, I've only gotten leg on this one, and the last word was leg on the last one. The last one only gave me about 8 words, and that's nothing compared to what I usually get out here. Energy is very quiet. It doesn't even feel very active. Can you tell me who tried to open the bathroom door today? Affecting? What are you affecting? What is it you're affecting? Curious, since I've done in previous logs and other videos on YouTube, and talked about it before on social media and to friends, that back in the wooded part of our property is...
He has left.
He has left. Who has left? Who has left?
So,
Not so. He has left, not so, it says. The EMF just jumped 10, up 10, just since I crossed the threshold of my fence, heading towards the wood line here. Oh, it just jumped even more. It was about 35 when I was sitting down. Just walked a short distance, it jumped up to 55. I just got a little bit of a cold chill, actually, not gonna lie. A little bit of a cold chill looking at my arms. Walking into the wooded area here. Let me, flipping it around here. You guys have seen this before. Just to showcase this once more. There's the camera where the witch's jars are buried, which I think I'm gonna unbury and move to a more hollow location, you know, like a graveyard or something. This goes back about 32 or so acres of just open woods. They're supposed to be over here, actually. We don't know where it is. It's probably buried by now, but there was a foundation for a servant's quarters for one of the homes here that burned down.
ignore.
It says ignore. The servants that were in the servants' quarters, there was a fire there, and it burned down, and they didn't make it out, so they all perished in the fire. So that some of those spirits are still here on this property, because it was here on this property, just back here more in the woods. We've tried to locate the foundation for it, but we think since it's been so many years that the oh God, stick tacking me. It's been so many years that the foundation has since been buried, because that's all that was left was the foundation to that servants' quarters. I don't want to get too far in here because my son's inside. I don't want to be out of his his line of sight, so I'm going to come back out where he can see me if he needs to find me. Trying to take every opportunity I can to do these little bits of investigation. Both of us, it says. It said, he has left, not so, ignore, and both of us. And it said ignore as I was talking about the servants that perished in the fire. It said ignore, which I think is kind of, I don't know if it's one of their spirits saying, you know, like they don't want to ignore this. It just said, yeah, as I was explaining. That, I don't know if that's a verification. It just said, yeah, like boisterous. I just got goosebumps too. Hold on. I just got goosebumps as it said, yeah. I was trying to say as it screamed, yeah, at me, was I said, I was just thinking that maybe it was one of the servants that perished in that fire was saying ignore to me because they didn't want me to talk about what happened to them. Now it says confused. Before I could get all those words out, it said, yeah. Just like that. And this thing doesn't usually like enunciate and like say things like that. It just says the words and the sentences. But it went, yeah. I don't know if it picked up on my microphone, but interesting. It's been quite some time since we tried to communicate with them. We don't have any names or anything, but we have picked up names here in the past that, and I hope I don't sound ignorant when I say this, I don't mean it in any kind of disrespectful way, but we picked up names that were most likely correlate with a servant's type name back in those time periods. Just, you know, names that were referenced back in those time periods for servants' names is really what I'm trying to say. Not to sound any kind of way. Obviously I have all the most respect in the world. Wish those things had never happened, but unfortunately they did. Said confused. What are you confused about? Elijah. This is what I'm talking about. Hi, Elijah. Can I ask you something, Elijah? Twin. Elijah. Did you happen to oh my gosh, the EMF just jumped to 74. 74. Barbara. Elijah, did you perish in a fire here? Also, we talked to a man and 3 girls, young girls. We've listened to their actual voice on the spirit box, who told us they perished in a fire. We're not sure if they're part of that, but we've talked to them many times, doing spirit box and doing the Estes method. Meredith has communicated with them. I asked them questions, they answered. She could hear the little girls' voices, the father's voices, gave us their names, that they all perished in a fire. We don't know if that was here on the property or otherwise. Yes, there's a lot of traffic on the road back here, back in front of our house. Is that what you're talking about? The traffic on the road? I'm going to try to set this up on this knob right here. There we go. It just said spooky. You know what's interesting about that? Look at my bracelet. Spooky. Are you talking about it says spooky on it? That's never said spooky. Are you talking about my bracelet? Now I'm getting a lot of conversation going. It's like they all just kind of came out of nowhere and want to start talking now. I'm here with all due respect. I'm here to respect you and just have a conversation with you if that's okay. And you can tell me anything you like as long as it's respectful back. Okay? Talking about the property, or are you talking about my bracelet that says spooky?
Damaged.
What's damaged? Can you tell me what's damaged? I can't believe how high the EMF is right now. And before I wasn't feeling anything, but now I'm getting goosebumps. I'm feeling I'm feeling energy now. Feeling all tingly. What's damaged?
Scratched.
Scratched. Are you gonna scratch me? I wish you wouldn't. I don't like to be scratched. How about you just talk to me instead? Energy is so strong right now, and it
Residuary.
residuary. It reflects, the energy I'm feeling reflects on the EMF right now. It's been quite some time since I got such high readings over here or anywhere on the property. It's been a while since I got such high readings. I wish I had brought my other detector out here to kind of showcase that the readings are correct. I know that using the EMF reader on this detector may seem hinky, but it's really worked, and we use other real devices with this, and it's always correlated. What do you mean by residuary? I'm going to end log for now. If anything else comes up, I'm going to start a new log. End log. Paranormal log. It's Sunday. I was in this room in the bathroom behind there. I heard this door shut, as if somebody shut the door. Came out. My wife is still all the way out in the back of the property. My son is in his back bedroom, and there's nobody here to shut the door. There is no wind whatsoever. No wind whatsoever to shut this door, and it can't shut on its own, as you see. So I don't know who shut the door just now. That's the second time in 2 days or a couple of days that something involving a door in the house. First the door handle, now the door shutting. End log. Paranormal log. This here just went completely dim and then back on. Meredith said did it in a very strange way. It's not supposed to do that. It's never done that before. Guessing it's just trying to get our attention. End log.